Hello, this is Tech Jadis, and we need to have a conversation. Another conversation about Dragon Ball Super. The Super Saiyans from Universe 6, they pose a interesting dilemma. And the dilemma, I mean, is the contrast of how Saiyans were treated in Universe 6 and 7. And also, it creates a dilemma as in the whole dynamic of getting strong too fast. Now, this season has been about getting strong too fast. It's annoying, I don't like it. Everybody's power is jumping through crazy heights. Krillin can somehow hold his own against Super Saiyan Blue Goku. What? What is happening? And they try to do some attempts to cover it up, like they try to show some training, or maybe they trained for a few days, but they barely knew about this tournament, like within they had a few days. Oh my gosh, like they can't train and get stronger than they ever have over the course of years in just a few days. It just ain't gonna happen. Anybody who thought that was gonna happen, it doesn't need to be on the writing team. Take them off. Take them off. You'd be better without them. Even if you only have one guy left in the writing room, good, because then you've got slow but good writing instead of fast crap. Now, obtaining great power with no cost trivializes that power. Because anything you can get, on the fly real easy, it's not gonna be that important to you. Shortcuts always trivialize the trip. I mean, if you have a long route, and you're you plan it out and you're proud of it, you take it every day, and suddenly somebody's like, yeah, you could have gone this way. Suddenly you're not proud of yourself anymore. You feel dumb. That taking the long way is unless you have some alternative purpose, is always dumb. Always. Like on Lord of the Rings, for instance. If you take the position that they just could have ridden on the birds and flew over to the volcano and dropped the ring in, then at that point, it's impossible to argue that the journey isn't stupid. Going through all that danger, putting all those people at risk, losing the ring so many times, having to deal with Gollum, dumb. All that is really dumb. Oh my gosh, it couldn't be stupider. I don't take that position because Sauron had fell beasts, and he could have easily seen a flock of birds flying in the sky easier than anything. So if they would have flown on the back of the birds, the fell beasts would have taken them out without even a question. They would not even have gotten close to the volcano, and yeah, the ring would have fallen in his hands in the first 20 minutes of the movie. Terrible idea. Birds were a terrible idea. Don't think that way. It's terrible. Alright, back to Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is almost, when it comes to Dragon Ball Z, not so much Super, but those two series have almost been about, almost as much as about getting the power, obtaining it, as it is about using it. They always give us this training kind of, not really montages, but kind of we get to see them as they train. We get to understand the things that they go through. We get to feel their strength grow. We don't feel tricked when they display crazy feats. We feel like that we understand it, like we were there, we were following it, we could track it. We have people out there tracking it to this day, trying to track power levels, and that has been completely lost this season, and it's like every chance they get, they cheat it. As fans, I gotta say, I don't like this. I can't imagine a fan liking this. Anybody who likes Dragon Ball Z and the dynamic of Dragon Ball Z likes the training. They like that part. They like the slow progress. It's fun. I don't understand why cut that out. We get the whole skips in people's progress. We just automatically assume they just get stronger, like Vegeta when he got completely destroyed by Goku Black, and then he trains, and we don't see it. The good part about that is we understood his intent when he went into training. We understood that he was kind of going in to save his boy, and we understood that he was going to give it his all. We knew when he came out things weren't going to be the same, but we didn't get to see any of it. But when he came out, he was a lot stronger than I anticipated. I felt a little tricked. I thought he was going to hold his own big time, but no, he pwned the crap out of Black. I wasn't expecting that. It was cool. It was cool, let me tell you. Ever since then, it's been we get nothing. So everybody's just training to train. I mean, all the way up to the very last, few hours, nobody even knew their lives were on the line. So what is everybody training for? This tournament? And that is one thing I gotta give them props for. Bringing back the every other season tournament, yes. Super, you know what I like about Dragon Ball. You're doing that, at least, then I like that, kind of. This latest tournament's not really tournament. It's more of just a big brawl, so to speak. It's going to be messy, and in those case scenarios, it's really hard to actually prove who's the best, because several people can wear out one guy where he would have won in a tournament style contest. He gets knocked out first, it's not fair. Okay, now back to the point that I was trying to make about strength. Strength is something we like to chart, we like to watch grow. When it came to the Universe 7 Saiyans, their strength was growing like super duper slow. Like as slow as we saw like Goku and Vegeta at the start, like until they started Zenkai boosting all over the place and getting strong like crazy. We didn't see them get to crazy powers that were like overshadowing Frieza. Like that wasn't happening. But Frieza kind of, it was a legend, you know, Super Saiyan, this legend, these Saiyans that could stand up against me, that they could potentially be a threat in the future. So let me take them out now. Okay, this was Frieza's thoughts about Universe 7. Frieza really wasn't wrong about that. They would have been a threat. Heck, if the Saiyans weren't unchecked, they probably would have beaten Frieza eventually, and then they would have taken over the universe in their own way. We probably would have Saiyans that are ridiculously strong, probably turning Super Saiyan all over the place on every planet, and destroying planets at a whim, you know, getting pissed, just, you know, planet busting all over the place, even solar system busting in some cases. But see, Universe 6 has a similar issue on this. They may not be bad and like the brutish Saiyans that would cause this kind of trouble in Universe 7, kind of the opposite, but that still presents its own set of issues. There's a lot of evil dudes in Universe 6. Like Frost is an evil dude. We got people like as strong as Hit. We got people who definitely outshine Super Saiyans or even Super Saiyan 2s. We also have a universe of people that don't like overshine that, like people who are weaker than that. And there are people at the Universe 6 tournament who saw Super Saiyans, who saw Kaba turn Super Saiyan. It's not a secret. People know that there's an entire freaking planet of maybe like just overnight turned planet busters just waiting to ignite. It's very problematic. If I was like anybody at that tournament, I would be really afraid of Saiyans learning this, especially now that it's so easy, learning this tingle in your back crap, and then suddenly like, I mean, they're protecting the universe, sure, but see, the thing is that Frost was making them do his bidding. They were pushing their own sense of justice on the rest of the universe, and if they get Super Saiyan, like every one of them Super Saiyan, that push is going to be like the Empire, and nobody's going to like that. And the idea that could happen puts their planet in extreme danger. Universe 6, I don't understand if that information hasn't gotten out, that Saiyans have this ability to increase their power by leaps and bounds out of nowhere. I don't understand how their planet would even still exist. I think if I was any other race, and I was afraid, especially since they're universe policing, you know, they're being that kind of douche, I would definitely put it in my calendar to try it, at least to take them out somehow. Like, take them out now, because there's going to come a point when everybody learns, like, the news at 11, tingles in your back. The crosshairs should be on that planet, big time. They have the same problem that Universe 7 Saiyans have, where their strength made them a target. Universe 6 has that problem times a million. Why? Like, how is this not a problem? I just don't understand that. And then somebody might say, oh yeah, well, you know, Kaba, Khalifa, and Kale, they're just so strong, they're different. They're not the same. They're different Saiyans. They're like Goku and Vegeta. They're just like, you know, they're diamonds in the rough. Nobody else can do that tingle in your back thing and turn Super Saiyan. And to that I say, come on, just come on. Come on. Khalifa was called out for being like a cut above the rest. And she turned Super Saiyan 2 without even thinking about it. And then Kale, just out of nowhere, not even mentioned, Legendary Super Saiyan. That is galaxy-busting Legendary Super Saiyan. Galaxy-busting Legendary Super Saiyan. If to be a cut above the rest means Super Saiyan 2 and Galaxy-busting Legendary Super Saiyan, that should mean that Paperboy down the street should be able to hit Super Saiyan. It must mean that. It must mean that there's nothing special about Kaba strength-wise. Because the very fact that these people never hit Super Saiyan and could just hit Super Saiyan 2 or Legendary Super Saiyan out of freaking nowhere, it's just insane. Planet Slaughter is like a tinderbox. It's just waiting to go up. Everybody's just waiting to flip the switch and turn Super Saiyan. It's nuts. And I cannot believe that the rest of the universe would just be okay with that. Because regardless of if your views align today, when they're so strong you can't stop them, and your lines start, or your views start to skew, you can't do anything about what they want, because they're a whole planet of freaking Super Saiyans. And then we have, not only that, we have a planet of Super Saiyans. Not all of them are really, morally great. Hell, we got a freaking galaxy-busting one who's really unstable, and she's following around a criminal or basically not really a criminal, a ne'er-do-well, or I should say, somebody who's probably not going to use their power for anything like super great. She seems a little bit like she would be using the power for her own good. And having Super Saiyan 2 abilities, I mean, Cell was comparable to, and when he fired his Kamehameha at Gohan, it was a solar-busting Kamehameha. Having that kind of power to throw around without any real aim is insanity. And she didn't even ask for it. Like, she didn't try to get it. She wasn't reaching for these things. It was just given to her. Just given. Like, as fans, we had to sit through, and we were on the edge of our seats. We were waiting for these things, and we were gifted them after our patience. And we were, you know, as we were like standing with our favorite characters, wishing the best for them. So when they hit things like Super Saiyan Grade 3, we were really rooting for them. But I just don't see this working. This is so just thrown in and lazy that I'm really starting to not like Super as much. And especially Kale's existence. Kale's existence. Like, when I first saw the footage about Kale, that she was going to be like Broly, I was thinking, that's cool. You know, we never really learned anything about a legendary Super Saiyan in the regular canon. It was just in the movie. Alright, add another form. You know, it's cool, and especially since it's a form we recognize, we know it, like we understand it. Cool. You know, awesome. But then when the episode came out, and Kale transformed, and we learned pretty much everything that there is to know about Kale, we learned that Kale is Broly. Kale's Broly. Kale's just female Broly, like how there's that much of a difference between Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. It's just Kale and Broly. They didn't write a new character. They didn't spend time even penning a note on a postcard of what character that Kale would have. They just pointed at the Broly movie and said, that. But, you know, vagina. But that. I can put up with it with so much laziness, but I think that this one kind of broke the camel's back for me, because now I'm just like, okay, any laziness you want to go in from here on out, I'm nitpicking the fuck out of all of it. So I am done. I am just so done. No more freaking Frieza. You know, Frieza's what kind of did it. Frieza was cool because of what he was in Dragon Ball Z. I swear, every time they show him for a second in Super, it lowers his coolness. He was cool because he was this imposing figure who had his thumb on the universe, who had his thumb on the Saiyans. He was the reason why like everything kind of kick-started. He was the reason why Goku was where he was. He was the reason why Vegeta was where he was. He was the reason why Vegeta and Goku fought to begin with. He was he got the snowball rolling on this entire thing, and he was there to push Goku over the edge to fulfill a prophecy that had been talked about that entire season by Vegeta, because Vegeta had said he thought he was going to be the one to do it. It was cool. Him being part of those moments equals Frieza's cool. That's why Frieza's cool. Frieza ain't cool because he's Frieza. I mean, that's half of it. Maybe not even half of it. If none of those things happened in the Frieza series that I said, he wouldn't be as cool. We wouldn't like him as a character as much. But you bring him back, and I swear to think he hasn't done anything cool since. Oh, he turned gold, he got strong. So what? So what? Who cares? Everybody gets strong. So he gets strong too. Whoop-de-doo. So now we can have another fight scene between him and Goku that's kind of lackluster. Then he can blow up the Earth so Goku can go back in time and Deus Ex Machina Frieza out of existence. Well, until they figure that he deserves a 24-hour time period on the Earth. I mean, I guess it's Goku's call. This would be the third person granted this. We've had Goku granted this, Vegeta granted this, and now Frieza. And at the time Goku was granted this, it had heavy impacts on the story because he was going to return during the tournament, and everybody was even training just to meet him. We have freaking Vegeta. He got brought back because of specifically that everybody on Earth was dying, and they needed somebody to. He was like basically the Afterlife's champion to try to stop Boo before everybody died. Now we got Frieza coming back, and it's pretty much just to have more Frieza. Like, Vegeta came back and was actually a part of how that series wrapped up. It was important for him to be there. His character arc wrapped up because of that, where he finally decided to say, hey Goku, you know what? You're the champ. Like, you're over there kicking the crap out of Kid Buu, and that's something I could never do. And, you know, good on you. If he wasn't alive, that he would not have been able to have that epiphany, and his character is that much better for it. Frieza, what is Frieza doing? What is... he has these goals. He wants to be alive, but for what? What is he going to do? I already discussed this in a previous video. All he lives for is trying to kill Goku anymore. He's so one-note, and it's just ridiculous. He doesn't even have goals anymore. So what is he going to do? He wants to go to another universe? Does he really want just to restart his life somewhere else? I mean, sure, that if that's fine, if that's what he wants to do, that's fine. But that totally takes him out of our story either way. I don't understand the point. They just want to bring him back because of all the freaking member berries that they're trying to sell us, and I'm getting really freaking tired of it. After, I mean, it was pretty much with the Broly scenes or the Kale scenes. Sorry, I'm mixing them up. When she starts repeating lines verbatim from the movie, that's when I started tasting that member berry pie in my mouth. Like, I didn't know it was there. And I was like, ugh, what? You know, to rinse out my mouth. And after that, it was like, you know what? I can't take it anymore. They keep trying to show me crap that I like. They're doing that, and they're not telling a good story. They're not trying to be coherent about story. They're trying to fill it with so much crap. Like in Dragon Ball, and in Dragon Ball Z, characters would come and they would go, but I can't count on 5 fingers the amount of characters who have come and gone and stayed gone in Super. Like, everybody has to stick around for some reason. And we have one actual villain, Frieza, and he's still the villain. I mean, we would have gone through like 2.5 villains by now, at least maybe 3 in Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. What the heck? Everybody's just so lazy. They don't want to write new things. They want to create new characters. And I mean, people could easily point at this tournament and be like, how was that lazy? Look at all these new characters that they created. Okay, in this one instance, I find that their writing is actually pretty nice when they created all those people in the tournament. But a lot of these people are going to be so throwaway, it's not funny. Like, the amount of writing is very minimal. They're going to be knocked out very early in this match, and we'll never see them again. And if universes get erased, you know, they're gone, and we'll never see them again. That's that. So we basically have stormtroopers being created in this tournament. Just random guys who might look kind of flashy because, you know, when it comes to the art style, that's one thing that's never degraded. I'm sorry. For everybody who remembers the first few episodes of Super, I didn't mean that 100%. What I mean is, like, the style, not the quality. The style has never degraded. The quality has. So yeah, we're gonna get the style. Might not be the greatest, but the style will be there. In any case, I think I've ranted long enough. I just think that when it comes to this cool stuff, it's cool because we didn't get to see very much of it. Broly's cool because of his first 2 movies, not his 3rd movie. Nobody will ever say Broly was cool because of his 3rd movie. And you want to know why? That's because they played it too long. They played it too long, ran out of ideas, and started writing crap. And that's exactly what Kale is. Crap. It's more Broly crap. Stop it. Frieza, stop it. He was cool. Now they're out of ideas, they're just writing crap. Make him gold. He'll have a reason for being gold. We just have to make him gold. Everybody likes gold. That's just stupid. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of Frieza. I'm tired of Broly. I'm tired of member berries. I just want to get to this tournament, and then hopefully whatever they got loaded up for after the tournament, because I'm already done for this season. This season sucks. It is probably the worst season of Dragon Ball anything ever, for so many reasons. And sadly, it's part of a tournament season, which I freaking love the tournament seasons from Dragon Ball. And I really wish they would have made a comeback. But this season has been it's been so, I don't know, so poorly written that I don't even know. I don't even know where to stop. Thanks for watching. If you made it to the end of this rant, then comment or rate below. And if you'd like more of this content, just give me a subscription and I'll bring you at least some